Hey guys, welcome back. If you missed last week, we finished installing our dinette as well as some overhead cabinets. And this week, we're gonna turn our attention to the kitchen area.
We are gonna have a 5-foot long stretch of countertop right when you open the door. So we installed this brown board when we did the walls so that we could later, this week, cover it up with some peel and stick tile. We're gonna spare you the tedious part, which was the two of us sitting in front of a whiteboard for several hours trying to figure out the exact dimensions and the exact cuts that we need to get. So we've got all of that figured out and it's time to start cutting.
Hey, that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So this is the far side of the kitchen counter, and it kind of doubles as our little pony wall divider between the bed and the cooking area. You can kind of see down here that our wheel well boxes actually stick through and they'll be inside part of the kitchen cabinets. That was a little bit of an oversight on our part. If we would have made the bed just 1.5 inches wider, they would have connected perfectly with the wheel well boxes. Not a big issue because, as you can see here, we're just gonna inset it, and so you'll be able to see the wheel well boxes like way in the back of the kitchen. You'll never notice it, but it will be there.
We finally have all of the cuts done and ready to go. The next step is pocket screws so that we can start putting this thing together.
So this can kind of give you a layout of what our kitchen is gonna look like. It's split up into 3 sections. We've got our sink and our under sink storage on the far left side. We've got our primary storage right in the middle. And then the big section on the right is actually for our fridge. So next, we're gonna put all the plywood pieces together. But the only flat surface we have out here is really only in the van. So we're actually gonna go in the van and install it in there. Okay, you ready? Is this where it falls apart?
Well, I don't think I could be any happier with how that turned out. I think the next thing we gotta do is put like 4 coats of paint on this, so that's gonna take us a while.
All right, let's dry fit it though. I wanna see what it looks like.
Oh,
We gotta put it in the space. That's cute. So this is the walkway. That is a solid walkway. That is really not bad.
It's plenty of room to like get in,
Yeah.
too. I wish we could keep this so I could come stand here.
That's a toe kick right there. That's nice.
Oh yeah, those are great.
But I feel like this is a good time to explain. An average kitchen countertop is kind of around 25.5 inches, and the cabinets itself is usually around 24. We cut off a couple inches just to save room overall, and so our countertop will be about 22 inches, and we'll have about 20 inches of space actually in our cabinets. So it's about 3 to 4 inches less deep than an average kitchen counter, but you know, we've got experience with it, and I don't think we'll use the full depth. Honestly, I prefer those extra inches in the walkway than on my countertop.
To be honest, we probably would have made the countertop even skinnier if we could have, but we measured for our stovetop and our sink, so we had to make it just big enough for those two. Otherwise, I think we probably could have gone with like a couple inches shorter even.
I think what we'll do next is Natalie will actually start painting this, and I'll start working on the kitchen wall. If I'm being honest, it was a little bit more tedious than I expected to run these cables through the board. We kind of put up the shiplap and the overhead cabinets over it, so I couldn't take the brown board all the way down, but we did leave ourselves just enough gap for me to get my hands back there and actually finish running the cables. So I think now I'm gonna break into these tiles and start putting them up on the wall. I'm done. Finally.
Wow.
You gonna come see it?
Wow, dude. Well, we still have the plastic covering on them, so we gotta peel that off later. But I feel like we're gonna save that until the last possible minute. Do you think we have too much white in our van build?
No, I like it. I really do.
Yeah, I do too.
As you can probably tell, it is well into the morning at this point. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we got this done today, but we are exhausted, so we're gonna end it here and pick you back up tomorrow.
We're starting off tonight in the wood shop because we have a ton of cuts to make. We bought our countertop. We were initially planning on getting butcher block, which was 1.5 inches thick, but we decided to go with some much cheaper and much lighter edge glued panel. It might not look quite as fancy, but I think it will definitely work for what we want to do.
So Natalie's wrapping up this bit now, but we bought something that we've never bought before, which is pre-stained wood conditioner. Partly because the board we bought for the countertop is, I'm not gonna call it like cheap, but you know, I think Natalie already said it was, it's
inexpensive.
It's inexpensive. So we gotta do what we can to make it look good.
So this is golden oak oil-based stain. My goal with this is to try to make the pine board that we're using for the kitchen countertop look more like the teak board that we have for our dinette table, because we really, really like that board. So we're hoping that the golden oak's gonna work, but we're doing test pieces just in case we don't like it.
I'm excited for this. So we're just dry fitting it. We're not done. Oh. Was that graceful?
Yeah, I can tell you've done that before. I can't see anything from down here. The cabinets are up on the table like that because it's way easier for me to paint standing up versus crouching down because it takes so long. But the downside is now we have to hop up on the concrete to look at the countertop. Oh yeah, that looks good.
It really looks pretty good, and the color of the stain we picked out is pretty similar to the natural color, so I think it'll actually look very similar to what we're seeing right now. So there is the size of our sink, and then that is the hole for our stovetop. All right, I'm gonna jump down.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Still cool. Alright, so here's our board. We found that it's like really nice when we're doing stain colors and trying to make decisions to bring the test piece inside the van and see what it looks like in this lighting. Because the lighting we're using outside is super harsh and cool, where we have like warm lighting in here, so it makes a big difference. I think that'll look good. It's this is the one I'm leaning towards going with.
And it's kind of funny, we're just trying to make this pine board look as close to the teak board that we bought for the dinette as much as possible.
Which is not an easy task. There's a reason that teak is more expensive than pine.
Just please be careful.
I will. I actually really like how it looks with just the conditioner on it. I'm planning on staining it, but it's a little tempting to leave it as is with the conditioner. I just hope we don't regret that. One very nice thing about us working through the night for this van build is that we get to see the sunrise pretty much every day. And for those who haven't watched the first couple of videos of the build series where we explain this, the reason we're working through the night is because it gets really hot here during the day. So we've been working through the night because I think that we're more productive that way. I think we're gonna call it here for today, but we'll be back out here tonight to keep going, and we'll pick you up then.
All right, good morning, or I guess good night. Today I'm really excited because last night when we packed everything up, we went ahead and put the cabinets in here and we set the countertop on top of the cabinets to dry, and it looks pretty good. So this is what it looks like. Just to be clear, nothing is mounted down yet. We're just still letting a few things dry. So what's in store for tonight is I think Natalie is gonna start polying the top of the countertop. And then I think I'll work on the kitchen drawers that'll go inside the cabinets. For anyone curious that wants to freeze frame and look at our measurements, these are the measurements I'll be using for our drawers for the lower kitchen cabinets. It looks pretty wild, but I feel like I'm a pretty visual person, so I like to draw out all of the plywood pieces that I need to cut, and it just speeds up the entire process once I actually start cutting. You want to see the finished drawers?
They're done?
Well, I gotta bring them in. I'm very nervous about this.
Hey!
That's pretty good.
That's where the silverware can go.
Like, there's not much leeway on these. Like, if they don't fit, they don't fit. That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that a lot.
Oh, all right.
That one is much deeper.
Yeah, it's much bigger. That's okay. So the bottom one does have some work to do, but I'm not surprised. I am surprised that I actually made it this far without running into any other problems. So I'll tweak that one and I'll get that working by tomorrow. We probably are gonna call it for today pretty soon. It probably looked like a short day for you guys, but this took all day. And Natalie had a lot of work on the countertop that isn't great to film, but we got a lot done and we'll probably pick you back up tomorrow.
We're kind of in a mad dash to finish this van build as quickly as possible. And the reason for that is 3 weeks from today, Jimmy's sister is getting married in Texas, and we are in northern Utah. So we would love to finish our van and drive it to the wedding, but to do that, that means we have to have everything totally done in time to drive to Texas in 3 weeks. So we are really cutting it close here.
It's honestly a weird mix of feelings. Like, it feels like we've been here for too long, and also it feels like we have no time left at all. We've been working for about a month and a half now, I think, and so we've got about half a month left to go before our deadline hits, and we really got to be out of here before then. Of course, we could always fly or come back here, but it's about a 15-hour drive, 1,000 miles. We don't really want to double back that far. So I think when the wedding hits, we'll just start our travels at that point, and hopefully by then we only have small projects left to do. So we're picking up the camera a little bit later tonight than we usually do. We've just been busy getting some of the small stuff done. Like, I went ahead and finished adjusting the drawers. So I think they're as good as we're gonna get. They're not perfect, but they slide in and out pretty smoothly, and I think Natalie's happy with it. And Natalie's just starting to put on the 4th coat of poly on our countertop. So now I think we're just trying to figure out what is left to do this week. Our goal initially is to finish installing the entire kitchen cabinet and countertop, and we're really close to that. We just need to finish drilling out some holes in the side to run lines for our plumbing, electrical, and I think our vent fan is what we decided. Well, it was honestly a lot easier than I thought. I've got all the holes cut for everything we wanted to run through the kitchen cabinets. Mainly, I just wanted to make sure that we would have room for the pipes. I've got that done. I think it's time to do the full install. The countertop has its 4th coat of poly on, so it's ready to go in. And I don't think we're missing anything, so I think we're gonna start putting these pieces together. First thing is that we've got it placed exactly where we want. So I've got more L brackets. These really are our go-to this build, but I'm gonna use L brackets and mount it securely to the floor and to the bed frame so it doesn't go anywhere. And then we'll bring the countertop inside. All right, I think it's time for the countertop.
Yay!
Do you agree? Are we done?
Yeah. All the coats of pre-stain and stain and then poly have just been leading up to this moment, and I am so excited to see the countertop installed.
And is a car honking.
They're excited too.
Alright, sink actually first. We gotta put that in.
Oh, okay.
So for the sink install, I mentioned it earlier, but we're not doing undermount clips because our countertop is so thin. So I actually have one support on this side, and I've routed out a bit of the edge on this side. And the sink will fit snugly in this spot. So just to add to it, we've already test fitted it and it fits really well in there, but we do actually have some extra butyl tape. We have way more than we'll need. So I think I might kind of use this to have a nice soft lip here where it can like form into it. I don't know, I'm probably over explaining it, but I'm gonna use this so the sink doesn't slide around. Ready?
I'm ready.
That's real nice.
Yeah.
That does not shift around at all. That's gonna work out really good.
I think the van is shaking.
Like I'm testing it and it is solid in there. We gotta line it up with the countertop, so I'm gonna go get the countertop.
All right.
It's time?
Yeah, countertop.
Countertop.
Countertop time. Ooh.
Oh, that looks so good. Nice going. Let me know if you see anything poking out.
Keep an eye out.
This might actually be impossible.
The toe kicks are working against us here.
I know.
Nice. Fridge?
Let's do the fridge.
Oh. All right. Looking good.
I mean, that's gonna fit.
Ooh, look at that. Ah.
Oh, I can imagine that.
Yes.
You're gonna give us a tour of the fridge?
Yeah, my second time looking at it ever. So we got a couple of shelves, a pull-out drawer. I think this is for like cans, like canned soda, and then you pull it out at the bottom. Last final touch is the freezer. This is actually a 12-volt refrigerator, so it's a bit more expensive than a lot of the mini fridges that you see that look like this, but they plug into a house outlet. But the nice thing about having a 12-volt refrigerator is that we can run it without having our inverter on.
If you're worried about ventilation, we do have a solution for that back here. Down there is the hole that will house our 12-volt computer fan. And that'll pretty much just be going at all times. It's really low power. It'll just let us have really nice ventilation behind the fridge. And I think that'll help with the power consumption of the fridge as well.
Yes, stove, is that it?
That's not this. Oh, is that? Well, that's the stove.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
It's been there in storage for so long.
I forgot about it. It's a very snug cut. Look how smooth that looks. That's so nice. Wow, that looks so good. So this is actually gonna be a huge power draw. This is an induction cooktop, so it runs off of electricity. And whenever you use electricity to generate heat, it usually takes quite a bit of power. And as a safety measure, since we have an induction cooktop over here, and we're gonna use an electric water heater for our sink, we installed a switch, since those two things have huge power draws, so that we can turn it this way to power our induction cooktop, or this way to power our electric water heater for our sink. Or we can put it in the middle and turn both of them off so that we don't accidentally use both at the same time and overdraw from our batteries.
Speaking of plumbing, since she mentioned the hot water, the last thing we have to do is install the faucet.
Got it! Good morning, kitty! This is the same faucet that we bought for the bus, and we just loved it so much. Alright, Wow.
I'm pretty proud of that. Can we take these off?
Yeah, we gotta do that. That's so satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Wow.
Is it a big difference?
Yeah. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I was really pushing for us to get a gold faucet. Like pretty much the same one as this, but it was mostly gold. And Jimmy was really against it, and I'm really glad that we didn't go with a gold faucet now. I think the black just looks so nice, and it really ties in with all the black accents that we have throughout the whole van.
I like it.
You were right.
I didn't say that, but I'm glad you did.
Aw.
I'm just kidding. Alright, I think we got it all. I should probably stop touching it, leaving my fingerprints everywhere.
It's just hard to believe it's not real.
This is so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm just tooting my own horn too much, but like...
Someone's got to.
Yeah. You guys can let us know, but I like it. I feel like it's pretty solid. I love the lighter stain color for the countertop. I like the dark choices we made in the bus, but I like switching it up, and I feel like this is like, you know, it's a new us. This is the color of pancake. Almost literally.
I did not think about that.
Oh, I love it's so smooth. I love it.
Oh yeah, and our outdoor shower.
Yep. Oh yeah. All right. So there you go. For everyone that's wanted us to have a shower in our van, now we have one. So we'll just be able to go like this and shower.
I think the only thing that we're still missing to completely finish off the kitchen is the cabinet faces. So we will probably get to that in the next week or two.
So I think this is where we're gonna end it. I am pleasantly surprised with what we got done this week. We achieved our goal. We put in the kitchen cabinets, including the countertop as well.
Yeah, it's all there.
All there. Yeah.
We are gonna have a flip up countertop on the side, but that's...
Oh yeah, I don't even know if we mentioned that the whole time. But
I'm not sure if we did, but...
You'll see that in a later video. It's just, we're gonna extend the countertop, so we'll actually have, I think, about 7 feet of kitchen counter space when it's all said and done.
Which is absolutely crazy for a van. We're supposed to be downsizing.
Yeah, but that wood is still being finished. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out, and we really appreciate the support. We'll see you next week.
Bye!